Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. We're on Champions. It's episode 41. Today it's just a quick prologue to kick off the Tour de Suisse. And an interesting thing is going to happen tactically within this race, and you'll see quite soon enough. 77 is clearly not hard enough. 80 is a little bit harder than what they can muster. Wolverine's quickest so far, even though not even bringing much to the table, not even pushing that hard. 76 on his prologue rating with the race day condition. Has not stood the test of time for very long, though, as he's already out of the podium places. Iron Man is definitely one of our better options on this one. Starting, oh my FU game. Jeez. -4 for the guy who should be winning this thing. Iron Man, prologue 82 rating, and a massive -6. But 78 does look like you can get away with doing that. So somewhere between a 79 and 80 seems to be the appropriate amount of effort. Now, of course, after this, we're going to have the National Championships. And then we will have the Tour de France for the first time. 6th place for Iron Man, 1 second slower than Wolverine, and that's a real sign. I mean, the 82 versus 70 base ratings, and he's a second slower. That is race day condition for you, folks. It can make a massive, massive difference. Next up, our GC leader and contender, and also on negative race day condition, try that 79 out. That's a -2 for Hulk. And don't get used to seeing Hulk here. This is not who we're going to be riding for. Not only are we not going to be riding for Hulk for the GC here for Tour de Suisse, this is going to be their one and only stage. We needed to have X number of riders start the race. We have other races going on. Other riders are busy and active and doing their thing. And Hulk needs to rest and recover for the Tour de France, where we are going to make a stronger effort than what we did for the Giro. We got our feet wet with the Giro, and besides a big crash right at the end, it was a race that we were in contention of, at least for podium. And I'd like to do that legitimately for the Tour de France, a more specialized team of climbers. We didn't necessarily bring all of our climbers, though we did have a couple of them there. But I think we could do more with a little preparation. Now, I have not been in the fitness planner for a while. And by the end of the Giro, we definitely had some riders who have mustered up a good amount of fatigue. Now, or just over the last couple of weeks, started to pick up. Not riders, besides Hulk, who just came out of the Giro with fatigue. He did not have it at any other point. And Doctor Strange. They're the only ones that were there. So, no, it was not my imagination that we were just getting all this random difficulties. I've been in and monitor our fitness. It's just now picking up again. So I'm just not monitoring it as often as I normally do. And Captain America. Okay, here's one that's looking good. Deadpool, by the way, is sitting in 7th, just 8 seconds down. What can Captain America do? 79 prologue today. It's almost all prologue rating. You get a slight influence from the time trial rating, as it's 9 kilometers. 5 is full prologue. And what are we talking about? Let's see here. It's 35. Ooh, he ran out just a little bit before the finish. I wasn't looking. Damn. 9th place, 13 seconds down, and that was all on me. I looked away. I was looking in the back of my brain thinking, oops. Blew that one, because he certainly could have had an excellent time. -3 for Ant-Man. That's a lot of negative race day condition. Yet again, that's really been plaguing us for the last month and a half. Like I said, there are some riders suffering fatigue. But the only one here is Hulk. He was the only one, and he didn't even have an expected negative race day condition. It's just a mild amount. But I want him to recover fully before the Tour de France and still have some fitness for that. So that's why we're going to yank him out of this race early and just ride her down. Gosh, terrible race day condition. I mean, a lot of -3s and 2s. That's got to add up. That's really got to add up. I mean, we've got to be sitting at about a -9, 10, maybe a -8, but pretty dang close to just a nasty race day condition for us. Deadpool's up there, 13th, but not a great showing. Filippo Ganna with a significant advantage at this point. You wouldn't 100% rule him out of potentially taking the race, but he's not a strong enough climber, and it's not going to happen. And Asgreen's 8th, Dennis in 9th, but I don't think anybody in that top 10 necessarily. Evenepoel could probably hang on to a top 10, but he's not going to have a massive advantage over everybody else. That's just Ganna who's got that. We're not back at the Tour de Suisse, but we're over at the Mont Ventoux Challenge. 38K to go. Little climb before the climb, and there's plenty of undulation on the day, and it's been difficult at times, and we nearly brought the breakaway group. Excuse me. Nearly brought the breakaway group back, and then all of a sudden there was a little change in tempo, and we were half a bike length away, and then they pulled back out, and we kind of sat up a bit, and now they have a minute again. But that's not going to threaten us. What is going to be a bit of a threat today is the poor race day condition. And this time it's not because of a bad draw. We've gotten the draw we should have. We have a net neutral of 0 with 2 exceptions, Thor and Doctor Strange. And those are the 2 riders suffering from fatigue, -2, -4 respectively for them. And that's going to make the day a little bit harder. Also, in that Doctor Strange would be the favorite in this race otherwise. So we're going to have to rely on some teammates. Storm, our recent acquisition, is actually developing quite well with that more natural spread of attributes. And we're really seeing that outcome in a way that we haven't seen with all the others, where they had that 50 to 85 max range across the board. Storm is very specialized here. You can see the recovery's high, the mountain rating's high, the time trial's high, and that's where the bulk of the points have been going here so far. Really not leveling up much at all. In fact, I think cobble rating of 58 is probably about what she started with. I think she's added 1 point of flat so far, 1 point in sprint. I mean, that's been it in those departments. So everything is as expected. Just one rider left off the front, but they're right there. That's not going to be a threat. It's still 15K to go and plenty of fatigue already. So this is now turning into a battle of attrition at the moment, and Thor's already starting to fade. We're going to have to gel up, I think, now with Cyclops. Everybody's holding their position pretty well so far. Thor was protecting Star-Lord. Let's see if we want to get Spider-Man on that task now.
Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends
Black
today.
Panther's going to start to fade here. Storm's the other leader, so we'll want to switch this up.
It's perhaps due to fatigue, but I'd bet on some sort of tactical choice.
Okay, down to 50. And down to 12.5K. Nobody's leading from the front at the moment. He's not in any sort of tearing it up sort of pace, so this is just natural damage happening. Looks like Jumbo Visma's the one trying to. 76 Mountain for him. Pushing however he can. Spider-Man done.
10 kilometers remaining.
Oh, look at that big split right there. Just like that, we've got 20 left in the peloton. That was an unexpected split, and I think some of those riders caught out in those chase groups are going to be upset that they missed the move, because that's it. I mean, nobody's coming back that's behind these 18 right now.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
My problem right now is I don't have a proper leader as 5 riders go clear. I don't think we're going to get very far like this, because you can see just how much all 3 of them are struggling. Star-Lord has the 80 resistance compared to a 72 for Storm. Okay, Storm's got to lead this thing out, followed by Doctor Strange, followed by Star-Lord. Unfortunately, I already used Star-Lord's gel, but we're going to have to try to work as a team to get as high of a position as we can. But I don't think we're catching those top 4, but it looks like we're coming back at Sam Uman at least. 7.8k. And unfortunately, we're keeping that other group with us. We're pulling one of them back. So we're down to just 3 riders left off the front, but you can see Storm's pace here is unfortunately damaging her teammates as well. We have split the group, so we at least left 4 riders behind. And she can just keep going at least, and we can keep following. It's going to have a tiny bit of energy left for Doctor Strange and Star-Lord. And if we're lucky, as the heart rate comes down slightly, we may just gain a little bit for the end, for the push. With only 3 riders ahead of us, the podium's almost in reach. 2.6k. Doctor Strange ready. Pierre Latour looking quite strong. Uman might have recovered. 1.5k now. Star-Lord's just starting to gain a little bit of energy.
Such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps. Victory right on the line.
Ivan Sosa
show of power. The tailenders
goes
are still
clear. Star-Lord can't finish the push. Almost there. Almost to the top of Mount Ventoux. So Sosa takes a win. Sepku second. Quintana third. We're able to get to 6th. Latour did beat us out, as it looked like was going to happen. Doctor Strange took 8th. Storm took 9th, so we had 3 riders in the top 10. It certainly is a good result, considering we didn't bring any of our top riders. Well, okay, Doctor Strange is one of our 3 top climbers, but the weakest of the 3, and fatigued. So, not their day. But to see a young rider in Storm, first-year rider, to come along and get a top 10 like that is pretty solid result. Stage 4 of the Tour de Suisse now. And we're in a decent place. We've got 2 riders in the top 10. We have already picked up a stage win from Ironman on the previous stage, stage 3. So looking fairly good, at least at the moment. This is a punchy stage, but it's my type of punchy stage. It's not that punchy, but it's got that nice downhill section where you can really make a move. Though it does finish on the flat, so there's an opportunity for a lot of riders to recover depending on how this is handled, how it's dealt with. Of course, we only have the 6 riders as we allowed Hulk to begin his rest early, and now we'll be in pristine condition for the Tour de France. We've got that sorted out quite well for him, so he'll be in good shape for that one, including the ability to participate in national races. All right, we did allow a few riders to drift back, and some of them officially are out the back at the moment, but it's, yeah, there you go. As expected, it was destined to come back together, and we're going to be able to conserve a lot of energy from here. Now, when we get up onto this plateau after this next climb, I'm going to go ahead and send somebody back to get water again. Ant-Man, another -4. Deadpool, a -3. Not great today. Overall, the team on a -4. Could be worse. And recently for us, it's been pretty much nothing but worse. So I suppose I'll take that. Deadpool's supposed to be going back to get water at the moment. It's just kind of sitting in place. There you go. 40k to go. Water task done. Start to speed up a little bit more. Manage our effort. Alright, now 28k to go. We've got this climb to navigate. We've got to try to get through that quick, and then we want to really be at the front along the top of that mini plateau, and then we'll attack at least somewhat. So, do I want to... No. No, you know what? We're going to go like this. 88 effort. 5k to the summit, so it's going to be a short climb. 4k to the summit. We haven't even started climbing yet. 3k. It's a pretty short one. 2.5, and now we're going up.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment we shouldn't see too
With
many
high
attacks.
effort, we shouldn't
The
be dropping
riders are
back
in a
too
portion
much,
above
but this is
10%.
also going to
We've got 15
conserve
kilometers to the finish
ever
line.
so slightly for us.
An attack is launched.
Coming up on the top now. And there it is. So Wolverine at the moment out front. And Groot to the back. That doesn't surprise me, but they are very much still in contention right now. So here's how we're going to do this. Let's start with the order we're in. Everybody's got energy left. Okay, Iron Man and Deadpool are close enough. Let's go ahead and inspect what we want from these two. Deadpool with that ugly, nasty mess of a race day condition. We're going to put him closer to the front of the order, and then Wolverine is going to be out front for now. And then start the increased effort. Let's get to this side of the road. I'm holding left. Around the corner, up this little hill. Deadpool's in place. Iron Man's in place. Ant-Man's in place. Deadpool struggling a little bit. Red bar's gone at the moment.
It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Down to 44.
10 kilometers to the finish
And we're
line.
all still here. Captain America leading Groot in, but only barely because they're done. Automatic. Okay, Groot. Get through this. Get up there. We need you because you're the one who's going to go on and win this thing. Push through there. Iron Man adds a point. Now leads the points classification, and now he's finally in place. Deadpool's also out of energy, so he's out. Put in the back, there you go. Auto. Ant-Man coming from third wheel to catch Wolverine. That just didn't work out terribly well, but we're going to catch back up to him in a second. 4K to go. Not quite how I saw this, how I envisioned it, but, you know, it's okay.
And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
Iron Man leading out Groot. Groot heading for the win without the gel.
He dug deep inside
Got it.
himself to earn this
Comfortably.
victory.
7 seconds ahead of everybody else. Ghana took second. Wow. Carapaz, Zagira, and Pogacar in the top 5.
The riders bringing up their rear have made it through sheer willpower. This stage was a real strength sapper.
So my tactic of waiting just that little bit for Groot to make up that ground paid off as we get the win. Groot does pick up that 8-second advantage. And just 30 riders on that top time otherwise. So Ghana leads the overall, 2 seconds ahead of Evenepoel. Vlasov is 8 seconds down. Evenepoel was the leader, I believe. Iron Man is in 4th place at 15 seconds. Ant-Man is 6th at 55. Wolverine up there in contention as well in 14th. We're having ourselves a good little race so far, but there's going to be some of these things to come, and we just don't have a team that's necessarily built for a lot of high climbing, which is why I was focused more on grabbing some stages. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.